What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I just recently talked about a proposal here in my last video, 11488. Gave my opinion on that if you guys want to go and check that out. But I wanted to talk about the signaling proposal, right? The signal proposal for USTC Repeg. And this is something a lot of people want an opinion on, want to understand if it makes sense to repeg, if the overall idea makes sense. But I think there should be one addition or something that we should add to that in the form of negotiation as we are talking to CEXs throughout this. And you probably know where I'm going with this. So guys, if you could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, definitely go ahead and follow me on Twitter at Perry8K. It does help out. And definitely check out my Patreon. The link is down there in the description. We have a Discord group and all of that stuff that's down there as well. Now, if you don't know, I am a huge fan of burns, a huge fan of burns. And I think burning the overall position, right, is not utility. It's not something that's going to be long lasting for this position. For some positions it is, but for this position it's not. It's mainly just for survival. It seems like what this is mainly a form of survival as well, as you do get to a level of, repegging it. But it keeps it going as you see any type of difference between what the market price is and what the repeg is and things like that, right? So I want to dive into this, and then I want to give you an opinion on or some sort of information that I have here that we probably should have done if we are thinking about doing something like this, right? So anyways, let's go over to station, and we're going to see here 11487, which is the signal proposal, US repeg and all that stuff for USTC repeg, which you do have 45% that say yes, 43% that say no. Well, this is a little bit interesting, right? So we have this proposal that signals whether Lunate community wishes to pursue USTC repeg proposal, and the direct outline in the Agora text linked below, right where you see that. By voting yes on this proposal, you indicate that you support this path and wish to engage in negotiations with CEXs to see if they will support it. A yes vote also indicates that you support further development of the Repeg initiative should the CEX be on board, and that will pursue this direction. By voting no, you disagree with the Repeg solution. You do not wish to negotiate with CEXs or for this to be taken any further. Now, this is a lot, right? Just going into that, that's definitely something where it's like, if you vote no, you don't want the repeg, you hate the repeg. That's not something that I like to associate any type of proposal with. It's like, if you vote no, then you don't support what's happening here. It's not that you don't support the repeg at all and you don't want to move forward with the repeg. It's maybe you don't support the exact way to repeg it, right? There's some people that just don't support that. But it's not that they don't support the repeg as a whole. So it's kind of putting pressure on them to say, yes, I do support the repeg, but I kind of might not support this, right? Because we jump into an issue, right? If the CEXs don't agree or you jump into negotiations with them, we haven't been able to negotiate anything at this point with CEXs. We've been trying, but it's not something that's easy, right? We've been doing it with Burns, and that's where I'm kind of going with this. We've been doing that with Burns, and it hasn't really been working out. So who's to say that this will work out any differently or will be the same way, right? So if you go into the Agora text here, and you actually go into all of this, it breaks down like what the repeg is, and it makes sense what the repeg is. Basically, if you have a difference between the peg price and the market price, you'll have that overall divergence fee, and basically saying if there's a difference, you would have that apply to the overall the protocol, where it would receive like 5 cents or 10 cents. So one of the examples would be if the peg is below $1, below $1, USD. You have a $1 USTC that's for 95 cents. The buyer pays 95 cents, and then the seller would receive 90 cents. So then the protocol would receive 5 cents. Then you would have that difference where it's 95 plus 5 cents. would be a dollar. So it would find a way to get it back there and keep it at that peg state. And then the same thing would go for the opposite way, right? If you have a dollar 10, then the protocol will receive 10 cents, and then you would have that difference there. So it makes sense what's actually happening here. What doesn't make sense to me within this position, within this proposal here, is all around the CEXs. I've been trying for months at this point to get over to CEXs and talk to them. And I know I'm nobody. I'm not somebody that's like up there and has a bunch of people's numbers. Like I don't have CZ's number or whoever else owns any other exchange. I don't have any of their numbers to basically say, hey, can you do this for me type of thing. And maybe they don't as well, or maybe they know somebody that does. I don't know. But the point is that I don't know if that will work, right? We have to get all CEXs on board in order to do this, because if you have some CEXs that are doing it, it's not really going to work. You need everything to be done all together. So you need that negotiation to say, this is going to happen, but it has to happen collectively. Can that actually happen? I believe it can, but from the history that I've seen with the negotiations for the burn tax, it hasn't really gone over well. So if we're trying to do this, how is this any different than negotiating a burn tax in there, right? Yes, we will find a way to maintain the peg at some point, but the point is that we could recover the entire thing by decreasing the overall supply by seeing those burns if we were reaching out to these CEXs, these same CEXs, to implement a tax to save everything, right? What are the CEXs receiving out of this when you do see a burn? Now, I'm not trying to break this down at all because it's the best situation that we have so far and it's worth a try. But while we're doing that, we might as well negotiate maybe a little bit of a burn tax as well. In Lunic, while we have them on the line, we might as well say, hey, are you interested in this burn tax here? Because we could decrease the supply and get back to a full repeg state faster without having to go through this entire situation here. But that's just my overall opinion. I try and find a way to add the burns back into it. But overall, with the repeg and breaking it down this way and how simple it is to understand, it does make sense, right? It's not something that I would look at and go, all right, well, this is completely, dog water or garbage. Like that's not the case. It's good. It makes sense what's happening here. It's just the one thing doesn't really line up with me. I mean, we still are dependent on if CEXs are going to be on board. And if they're not, what's going to happen, right? We voted yes for no reason. Maybe not for no reason. We can find a different way to do it, but this is what this proposal is all about. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I feel as though there has to be some strong opinions elsewhere here, but there's a lot that goes into this. And, I read into it, talked about it, about that portion of it, but there's definitely more that goes into it. It's not just this, but I wanted to kind of make that known. And if you guys want more of a breakdown, more of just going into that and not just giving my opinion outside of it, I can definitely do that. But I just wanted to kind of apply this to the same situation that I'm seeing of getting the CEXs really on board with everything. And if they're getting on board with this, why not get on board with that, which would be the burns, right? Some sort of a burn tax. Because honestly, if we could decrease that supply, and I know I keep bringing that there, but if we could decrease that supply, you know how many things that actually fixes? It fixes everything. Besides what Dokkan's going through, it still fixes everything related to the actual project. So anyways, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. We'll bring some more Repeg videos your way, breaking things down a little bit more, but I wanted to break it down in a simple matter, but then also talk about the thing that is kind of most concerning within this, which would be the CEXs. So hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.